Getting ready for week 1 of play, but first we're going over our roster fully. Not too much different on here. Matthew Moore picked up as a fullback. Gotta represent the fullbacks, superstar, but he is a fullback, so not really that important. Just going over his stats there. Mainly on terms of undrafted rookies, there was Ashton Johnson Jr. Johnson projected first round, fell undrafted, 97 speed for Johnson. Very good out there. But again, just going over our roster, Lucas Hazard moved over to left guard to give Joe Tippmann a little bit of time at center, just because that's where he was at last year. So keeping that there, and again, just making sure that everything is well known on this roster. But following this, we'll be moving on to our game. So let's get ready for week 1. Jets season begins with the NFL kickoff at Empower Field at Mile High Stadium. Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. Both teams having a big change in quarterback situation with the retirements of both Aaron Rodgers and of Russell Wilson. Both these teams a bit disappointing last year in their expectations, but now ready to begin things as we see the Jets ready to make their way onto the field. And finally, the hometown Bronx, being led by Andy Dalton, signed in the offseason as a quarterback, the 14-year veteran, coming into his 14th year, I should say, out of TCU. Robert Saleh ready for the Jets, ready to get off this season with a big change. Zach Wilson once again named the starter, and a big change on the defensive end as well for the Jets. As right now, back to receive the kick, Damari Mathis, the cornerback out of Pitt. Corey Bajorquez getting ready to kick it off. And we are underway. NFL season begins. And apologies, that is Antonio Gibson, 7-year pro out of Memphis, who would take the knee in the end zone. Touchback to bring Andy Dalton to start things off from the 25. Again, Andy Dalton, 14-year veteran. Still someone who has been always reliable with the rock. Always been reliable throwing the ball out there for the Broncos. As we get ready to start off the first offensive possession, time finally ready to come off of the clock. And Dalton stepping back, looking around, sails it, and knocked out of bounds. Quentin Williams banged up on the play. DJ Reed, a nice job knocking the ball out. Now 2nd down and 10. Once again looking. Andy Dalton stepping back to pass. Gets it in. It will be Jerry Jeudy with it. And Jeudy, nice 12-yard pickup. Gets the first down. Jerry Jeudy coming on into his 5th year. Hoping to make a big impact on this team. Hoping to get a good contract coming up. Whether that's with Denver or with any other team. Who knows? Javonte Williams taking it. And Williams gets a nice rush of 8 yards before finally being taken down by Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley. 2nd down and 2. Once again, Andy Dalton setting up empty backfield. Dalton taking the snap. And Johnson coming on in, and a nice catch pulled in by Marvin Mims. Hangs on to it despite the coverage all over him. Chuck Clark trying to knock the ball out, but Mims, nice job of hanging on for the 2nd-year pro, the sophomore. And now Javonte Williams takes it, and Williams gets a nice lead block. Williams down the line, almost taken up by Whitehead, and eventually pulled down by a few Jets. Jonnu Smith banged up on the play, but a fantastic run. Javonte Williams getting out there in space. Huge gain for Williams. Once again, empty backfield for the Broncos. And Dalton with it. Dalton throwing it out and just missing wide. Chuck Clark in the area, but Dalton just inaccurate with the pass. 2nd down and 10. on their 19. Red zone opportunity for the Broncos. Struggled in the red zone last year. Broncos looking around. Dalton passes it in. Gets it over to Cortland Sutton, and Sutton nearly gains 10. About 9 7/8 of a yard. Third down and inches. Javonte Williams once again in the backfield for Denver. And they will hand it off to Javonte, and a nice job in Quincy Williams coming on in. Quincy Williams, Murray's State brother of Quinnen Williams. And a great job by the Jets. They do hold on. And the Broncos will kick the field goal. Cairo Santos, the kicker for Denver, will make the easy field goal. Just a chip shot. And that brings it to a 3-0 game to start off the season. Jets defense bending but not breaking. And now Santos ready to kick the ball off. It will be soared in the air to Ashton Johnson Jr., who is going to run out of the backfield, and Johnson taken down at the 20. Johnson, undrafted rookie out of the University of Alabama. To bring in Zach Wilson, not expected to be a starter either of these past 2 years, however thrust into the role, and for this game will be out of his number one option, Garrett Wilson, missing this game with an ACL sprain. Will be unfortunate for the Jets. Right away, they'll hand it off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall trying to find a lane, breaks the tackle, and gets taken down. Broke the tackle of Drew Sanders for a 5-yard gain. Ryan Neal eventually picks up the tackle in the end. Dane Brown, third-round rookie out of Kansas State, will be also out of this game for Denver's Breece Hall. Trying to break through, nearly got away from Justin Simmons, but eventually pulled down. 1 yard to go. Jets expect to take a strong rushing attack. Breece Hall breaking out in recent years as a great late running back, and he's taken down. Nick Bonito. Nice tackle, stops him short of the line to gain. But now, Jets, bit risky in this play. Their own 29, they are lining up, and Zach Wilson diving ahead, gets 2 yards. Zach Wilson getting the first down. Robert Saleh starting off early in the season with the aggression. Zach Wilson ready in the backfield, hands it off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall looking for a lane outside, and will be swarmed by a load of Panthers. Sorry, a load of Broncos, I should say. A whole herd of Broncos on that one. Getting in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Hall. Hall looking for a lane and is pulled down on the defense by Baron Browning. As we have Zach Allen, I believe, injured on the play. Third down and 1. Close to game. Jets being very slow and methodical, not looking for many big plays, and Breece Hall just got over, they'll say. Active so far early in this game. 6 rushes on the day. He'll be set up right beside Zach Wilson now in the backfield. Wilson taking the snap, looking to throw, gets it out to Hall, and Hall wrangles it in. Breece Hall so far pretty much the only person active in this game, whether it's handoffs or he has also gotten the first pass from Zach Wilson. Wilson goes for the hard count, throws it in, gets it to Richie James, and Richie James wrangles it on in. Richie James, free agent acquisition this past year, brought in to be a mentor. Nice piece for this young receiving core. Wilson now, third down and 3, looking to pass again, rolls up, and 4th and inches. They'll say not quite on the 50, and I think Robert Saleh sending the team right back out. He will indeed. And they'll hand it off, and Matthew Moore makes it all the way in. A great job by Moore. Gets him into the end zone, or gets him into the first down. Matthew Moore, undrafted rookie out of Clemson, is the pickup. Zach Wilson stepping back to pass, gets in, and Marvin Davis has it knocked out of his hands by Pat Surtain. Marvin Davis, the 3rd-round pick, see the whole draft class. A very shallow draft for the Jets in this one. This past season, not many picks on the board. Marvin Davis was one of them, however. Zach Wilson looking back to pass, does it again, and it's poked away by Pat Surtain. Surtain heading into his 4th year now as one of the most elite corners in the league. See another free agent acquisition, Odell Beckham Jr. lining up outside, and again, Zach Wilson trying to force it into Marvin Davis, and will be unsuccessful. So now Corey Bajorquez going to head for the punt, and he'll sky it up, and that one will land in the end zone, will be a touchback, and the Broncos maintain on defense. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. They still maintain a 3-0 lead. The Broncos still looking to burst that wide open. And they'll hand it off. No play action by Andy Dalton. They will still get it over to Javonte Williams, who will be taken down by Kyle Fuller. Kyle Fuller, another free agent acquisition for the Jets. A very cheap deal, a lot of people are saying. It's $1.5 million for Fuller. At the 2nd down and 6. Andy Dalton stepping back to pass. Gets it in. We'll get it to Jerry Jeudy, who wrangles it in. Gets the 1st down. Jeudy, 22 yards, 11 yards per each reception. Dalton, still looking for a run. He will hand it off to Javonte Williams. And he'll be taken down by Josh Allen, but there's a flag on the play. And it's a holding call on the Broncos. Jacob Johnson called for the hold. Fullback out of the University of Tennessee, the former Volunteer, taking away that big pickup. Now Dalton looking back to pass. Once again, gets it out to Jeudy. Jeudy taken down by DJ Reed. Right now, the Broncos moving very methodically down the field. Of course, they had the big run with Javonte Williams that did end up with the score, that led up leading to the score, I should say, as Dalton chucks it deep, well out of range of the intended receiver. Absolutely no shot on that one. Was feeling pressure from the defensive line of the Jets, missing Quinnen Williams currently, sitting in the back. See, as right there, grabbing it in, Greg Dulcich with a nice grab. Tight end. Again, the short yardage play for the Broncos continues to work. Very methodical. Andy Dalton just asked to be a field general. Not asked to do all too much. But they are going wide. Instead, they will get it up to Javonte Williams, who drops it right in the face of Buddy Johnson, I should say, out of Texas A&M. 2nd down and 10, 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Dalton stepping back to pass once again. Dalton sailing it out, and Sauce Gardner knocks it out of the hands of Jerry Jeudy. Sauce Gardner looking to be one of the key pieces that the Jets will build around for the future. But coming into his 3rd year, be some big choices up, and Josh Allen! The big sack on Andy Dalton. Josh Allen, the $140 million man, paid the big bucks this past offseason to come up to East Rutherford. And right there, making his first impact on the year, his first sack on the season. Josh Allen, big impact on that one. Forces the 4th down, forces the punt. As now we will have Riley Dixon ready to punt for the Broncos. Dixon gets it up. And Johnson thought about grabbing it for a moment, but eventually does let it drop and roll on into the end zone. Zach Wilson with another chance to score on this offensive drive. Wilson with a fresh set of downs. Wilson stepping up in the pocket and just sails it wide for Allen Lazard. Lazard, 2nd receiver on this team behind Garrett Wilson last year. Currently asked to take some big rolls here. Hand off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall breaking away. Breece Hall dodges a defender. And Breece Hall with the massive gain on that one. Juked out Justin Simmons. Pro Bowl level safety. Meet the rookie. or sorry, meet the third-year player, I should say, in Breece Hall, the young blood out of Iowa State, with a huge play, and he'll get the ball once again. Breece Hall not as successful on that run, be taken down by Drew Tranquil. Breece Hall, again, a big piece of this offense in the future. Zach Wilson still not particularly trusted in the passing game. And he'll throw it, we'll get it to Lazard, who hangs on to the pass, as we'll see Elijah Vera Tucker shaken up on the play. Missed last year due to injury, and already heading out right now because of injury. 1st and 10. Clock stopped at 10.5. Zach Wilson with it on the 43. Takes the handoff. And we'll get it up to Marvin Davis. Davis breaks away from Pat Surtain. And Marvin Davis, what a first reception of his career. Breaks 100 yards for the game as a team. 26-yard gain for Mr. Davis. A big pickup, hoping to do a lot. Marvin Davis out of LSU is right now. Breece Hall gets it again. Breece Hall going to be taken down right there by by, I believe, missed the tackle with Ryan Neal on it. I do apologize for that. Once again, setting up in the backfield. 1st and goal on the 5. Breece Hall trying to go in. Managed to juke out Baron Browning, ended up taken down by Drew Tranquil. 2nd down now for Wilson. Wilson looking, gets it over to Marvin Davis, who gets the first touchdown of his career. First touchdown of the Jets season. And the rookie, Marvin Davis, 6'5", the former LSU Tiger, with the first touchdown of the year. And that one just playing it safe. Get down on the ground. Don't let Drew Tranquil knock the ball out. Zach Wilson, a nice pass. And Robert Saleh congratulating the rookie on his first receiving touchdown of what the Jets hope to be many, as the kick will be good. Cameron Dicker making the extra point for the Jets. The Jets take a 7-3 lead. Their defense holding strong against the Broncos. 9 minutes left to go in the first half, as Bojorquez taking it deep. And will be taken as a touchback once again. Andy Dalton will take the field. We see a little bit of an upset as the Atlanta Falcons beat the Philadelphia Eagles in opening week. Nice job, a nice game by Brian Robinson. Right now, Andy Dalton over to a wide open receiver. It's Marvin Mims. Mims, a very strong receiver, 2nd-year pro out of Oklahoma. And just that one, wide open, broke through the zone. 2nd down and 1. Gets to Javonte Williams, and Josh Allen coming up from behind. Had a little bit of assistance from Quincy Williams. Ends up getting tackled on the play. 1st and 10. Quinton Williams back on the field for the Jets. Missed about half of the first quarter. Dalton hands it off to Javonte. And he will be taken down. Jordan Whitehead and Quincy Williams on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. The Broncos still trying to move methodically up the field, trying to just bend this Jets defense. As Josh Allen coming on through, and Josh Allen has a 2nd sack on the day. Josh Allen just bullying his guard out there. I believe Mike McGlinchey on that one. Just broke past him. No shot as they'll go for the screen. Gets it over to Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams has a lot of room. Williams going for it. Eventually pushed out of bounds by Sauce Gardner. Sorry, that one is Antonio Gibson. I do apologize. Gibson wide open on the play. Got to break free out of the backfield. Andy Dalton now gets it up. Gets it over to Cortland Sutton. And Sutton takes a big shot. Andy Dalton over 100 yards passing already on the game. Bit of an issue for this Jets team. Their pass coverage not the greatest, but their defensive line fantastic. As Andy Dalton calm in the pocket, throws it out to Javonte Williams. That time it's Javonte Williams with the catch. We'll make it second down and inches to go. Jacob Johnson lined up in the backfield for the Broncos. Will they go for the fullback? They will not. Instead, heading up and will be knocked away out of the hands of Greg Dulcich. Jets trying to maintain third down and inches. Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Dalton hands it off to Gibson. Gibson gets some room and cut down by Chuck Clark, but not before getting the first down. Antonio Gibson, the MVP of this drive so far, I would say. Got a big play before, and the blocking on that screen was incredible. Credit to the offensive line, of course. Andy Dalton now throwing it out. Javonte Williams with it. Will be taken down by Michael Carter. And again, this Broncos offense not looking to do anything too special. Andy Dalton leading a very different squad from the 8 and 9 team from before. As that one, Jerry Jeudy just dodging an offender, diving on into the end zone. And the Broncos back up on top by 3, assuming they hit the extra point. Jeudy just wide open on that one. Had room, tackle missed, and instead, change in direction. Lloyd Cushenberry shaken up on the play, but the Broncos take a 3-point lead once again. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. The kickoff. This time will be received by Ashton Johnson. Johnson will take a hit. Down at the 24. Marvin Davis, 2 receptions, including the touchdown on his first drive with any receptions. Was targeted in the first drive of the game quite heavily. First down and 10. They'll hand it off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall trying to break through. He fumbles it. And diving on it. A great play out there by the Broncos. They poked the ball loose. And it ends up being recovered. Broncos with great field position now. On the Jets 26. They'll get it out and will throw it to Marvin Mims. Mims gains 6. Jets, they need to play very good offense if they want to have some success on this season. And so far, early fumble will not do that, nor will giving up wide open passes to Marvin Mims, though a big hit by Josh Allen. Nearly knocking it loose. Mims does hang on. Josh Allen impactful on the game already, impactful for this team already. Andy Dalton looking around, he'll just throw it away. Alex Forsythe is injured. Shaking up on the play, grabbing at his chest. Will head to the back. Andy Dalton, that time some good defense being played by the Jets pass. And the rush coming on in. Bears pick up the win over the Cardinals. And the pass over to Marvin Mims, who's pushed out of bounds by Sauce Gardner. First down and goal. 2 yards to go. That takes us into the 2-minute warning. Jets trail 7-10. Mile High so far, getting a game in their favor. Dalton calling for the crowd to quiet. He'll take it. And off to Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams stopped short of the goal. Josh Allen on that tackle as well. Josh Allen all over the field in his debut. Broncos going to the pass quite a bit, but they'll go to Javonte Williams again! And he breaks the tackle to make it into the end zone. CJ Mosley trying to stop him, but Javonte Williams taking it into the house. 4th-year pro out of the University of North Carolina, the Tar Heel. Just digging his heels into the mud and driving on into the end zone. As now this will be a 10-point lead, provided the kick goes through, and it will, right through the uprights. And the Jets trail by 10, Mile High, getting an exciting game to start off, at least exciting for them. And we get the kick. Ashton Johnson taking it in the backfield. Johnson looking for room. will be stopped right away. Jonathan Cooper gets the tackle. Reese Hall, effective so far today, about 6 yards per carry, thanks to mainly one big carry, but of course the dropped fumble is the important thing on that one. Zach Wilson for a 2-minute drill, launches it up, and nearly picked by Steven Nelson. Instead, I think the Jets are lucky to get away from that one. Nearly a big problem for New York. Instead, on the curl, they'll get Richie James, and the Jets going to speed up the pace. Jets with it, Zach Wilson takes the snap. Wilson trying to throw and is tackled as he threw. Great play there by the Broncos defense. Wilson now, 2nd down and 10, clock stopped. Wilson calling an audible. Gets it over to Marvin Davis, and Davis right up to midfield. And again, just quickening up the pace. Zach Wilson now with it. Wilson once again to Marvin Davis, who drops the pass. Had a little bit of pressure from Drew Tranquil, but in the end, that one was in the hands of Marvin Davis. Right into his lap, drops it. Sometimes rookie receivers are just going to not succeed. Alan Lazard has the ball knocked out. Tight window there for Zach Wilson, showing his inefficiency early. Again, someone who not sure exactly what the Jets are hoping, as sailing it out, Tyler Conklin receiving the ball, grabbing it down, and a great play there for Conklin. Zach Wilson now, 40 seconds left in the half. Get it on the comeback by Odell Beckham. Beckham now cross state from where he made his debut. Across the city, I should say, where he made his debut. Wilson now, in the pocket, gets it over to Marvin Davis. Once again with the reception. 5 seconds in, they'll spike it, despite having 2 timeouts left. Not going to use it. Instead, they will settle the down. And they'll be going for it, getting aggressive to end off the half. And Wilson calling plays, gets it on over, sails it wide left. And now they'll go to the kicking team. Another upset as the Giants take out the Ravens. But right now the Jets looking to take on the Broncos. They trail by 7 heading into halftime. Andy Dalton doing a nice job in this game, maintaining his pace, 143 passing yards on the day, while the Broncos only 48 rushing yards. We head into our halftime report, looking around the entirety of the country. So we have some big games as Miami visits Las Vegas and leads heading into halftime. Tua Tagovailoa with 71 yards on the day so far. Looking across the country, Atlanta and Philadelphia, of course. Big upset. Desmond Ridder with a big 3-touchdown game. 2 to Laviska Shenault in person, just by himself. 20 of 21 on the field. Into Buffalo as the Patriots also pick up another upset. Upset Central to start off the year. Big game for Mac Jones. Gets his pass into Juju Smith-Schuster. Ramondre Stevenson picks up a touchdown as well. But heading back to Mile High, we have a bit of a defensive... Is it a defensive battle or a poor offensive battle? Really is the question on this game so far. As the Jets will take it to begin the second half. The kick is up. Second half underway. Ashton Johnson takes it from deep in his own territory before being barreled down by Drew Sanders. Nice haul. Again, good game so far in that first half, but the lost fumble led to 7. The Jets looking to come back. First down and 10. Up to Breece Hall. Breece Hall taken out by Jonathan Cooper. Hall just 1 more yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Deep in their own territory. Their own 17. And they'll hand it off once again to Hall. Hall with some room. Hall juking up Pat Surtain again. Breece Hall has made a fool of Patrick Surtain a couple times on this game. He's been shifty on his feet. Made those big plays, but of course, again, the fumble, and he's had a number of plays that have gone nowhere. And he'll break away from that one, 5-yard gain. Breece Hall on his way to 100 to start off his year. The Jets, I think, very likely could have Breece Hall be a 1,000 rush, 1,000-yard rusher, I should say. He's already at 90 with just 2 minutes gone in the first game of the year for himself. Right now, we have a substitution in there. Breece Hall getting a rest for at least 1 down is Michael Edwards, 6th-round rookie out of the University of Missouri. Gets a bit of room and is eventually stalled in his path. Michael Edwards, an 8-yard rush to start off his career. Breece Hall quickly back in, setting up as a slot receiver. Zach Wilson has the empty backfield. Zach Wilson stepping up, just gets the safe pass down to Tyler Conklin. 2nd down and 2. The Jets not looking to make too many big plays on this one. Of course, Tyler Conklin, big catch late in the first half. Helped lead to that field goal drive. And Breece Hall gets enough for the first. I think that's what the Jets are going to mostly be going for this year. Just get the first down, not looking for big explosive plays. And they're actually passing it a lot more than I expected. Zach Wilson lobbing it up. Nearly picked by Patrick Surtain. That one should have been a sure thing, but Surtain just not able to wrangle it in. Zach Wilson, errant throw. Nearly picked. And up once again to Breece Hall. Hall just charging up the middle, already at 100 yards on his year. Still in the 3rd quarter. Again, the Jets going to be relying on Hall quite a lot. Hand it off once again. Hall breaking away from a couple tacklers and eventually taken down by both Baron Browning and Justin Simmons. Breece Hall, the very, very talented running back. Of course, the question is, how long can he last? Israel Abanikanda now in the game. Abanikanda driving in, drops the ball, and is picked up by Steven Nelson of the Broncos. Israel Abanikanda, his first rush of the year, and he drops it. Poked out on the defensive end, as it looks like Rashard Lawrence, I think, the one to poke it free. And a good drive by the Jets, ruined again by a fumble. Israel Abanikanda dropping it. Javonte Williams takes it to begin the next drive. 4-yard gain for Williams. 2nd and 6 now, Andy Dalton. Still playing a very solid, very methodical game. Play action. Josh Allen in the area, but he does get the pass off to Cortland Sutton. Sutton gets the first down and then some on the play. Michael Carter on the defense there. Sorry, DJ Reed, I believe, was on the defense. Andy Dalton now, stepping back to pass. They throw it once again. This won't get into Javonte Williams for being taken down by C.J. Mosley. 2nd down and 3. 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Broncos still with a 7-point lead. As they will fake the handoff to Javonte Williams. And they'll pass it. It's wide open. Marvin Mims. Mims has just found a way to slip open, tearing apart zone defenses left and right out here. 4 minutes left to go. The Broncos still playing strong. No get up. Greg Dulcich. He dragged down by Chuck Clark. But it's another first down, 20 of 27 on the day. Andy Dalton asked to throw the ball quite a lot in this game. Dalton, once again back to pass, and once again to Greg Dulcich. Dulcich pushed out of bounds, trying to break free from a defender. Dulcich has had a big game so far today. 4 interceptions for Kyler Murray in a 27-17 loss to the Bears on opening week for Arizona, as Dalton throws that one away. That time defense being played tight. 3rd down and 4. Stepping back to pass once again is Dalton, and he'll be taken down by Jermaine Johnson and Josh Allen. 3rd sack on the year for the Jets, yet they still trail by 10. Up and good on the kick for Cairo Santos. Again, this has been a very tough game so far for the Jets. Their defense is just inconsistent. Hope is that maybe as the year goes on, Josh Allen builds a little bit more chemistry with the team. Dashon Johnson takes it from his end zone. Johnson gets stopped at the 20 before being pushed down by Jonathan Paul James, 4th round rookie out of Memphis. Breece Hall now back out onto the field. He has been player of the game so far for the Jets at the very least. Wilson throws it up and is knocked out of the hands of Marvin Davis. Patrick Surtain on coverage. And right now it seems like Wilson just trying to force the ball in to coverage, and it seems to always be going Pat Surtain's way. And knocked from behind. Zach Wilson misses the pass. An attempted interception afterwards by, I believe, Julian Okwara. Zach Wilson throws it right away to Richie James, nearly missed him. But a quick pass gets Richie James a couple more yards. Minute 50 left to go. Jets trail the Broncos. It's Broncos 20, Jets 10. Zach Wilson hands off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall trying to gain a little bit more, but will be taken down with just a 1-yard gain. Taken down by Keith Gilmore, 1st round rookie out of the University of Texas Tech. Zach Wilson stepping back to pass, throwing it into Davis, who nearly had it, but dealing with Justin Simmons that whole time. Difficult to maintain possession against the player of the caliber is Justin Simmons. Zach Wilson once again back to pass. He'll be wrestled down. Nick Bonito. 1st sack on the day on the Jets. Now, once again, Corey Bojorquez going to kick it up. Marvin Mims will call for the fair catch. Will be at their 21-yard line. Andy Dalton ready to continue. Colts currently lead over the Vikings. Mike White leading the way for Minnesota, and will be taken down. Andy Dalton trying the read option. Still trying to learn playbooks away from Russell Wilson, as that will end your 3rd quarter of play. At the end of 3 quarters, Broncos with a strong lead in pretty much every metric. But the most important one, Broncos lead 20 to Jets 10. Broncos likely looking to milk some clock to end this off, but they'll go to the air right away. They'll sort out Jerry Jeudy with it. Ding down by Michael Carter. Jeudy 5 receptions on the game already. He's been active, and again, just a lot of passing has been going on in these games. Dalton scrambling out, tries to throw it away, but he's taken down on the play. Chuck Clark coming on in on the blitz to get the sack, which brings out Riley Dixon. And we'll get a fair catch by Ashton Johnson. Bring Zach Wilson out from their own 35-yard line. Broncos still lead 10. Zach Wilson trying to cut into the lead. And they're off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall cuts up the middle before being taken down on the play being made by Baron Browning. Zach Wilson now empty backfield. No running backs laid out. Wilson steps up the pocket, takes the ball for himself, and will dive ahead. A big gain for Wilson. Gets the first down. That is something with Zach Wilson's game that is of note. He's not, of course, a Lamar Jackson, but he is fairly strong on his feet. This is passing to Richie James. Richie James breaks past the tackle. Breaks the tackle of Patrick Surtain before being leveled by Justin Simmons. Richie James. He's been very active this game as well. A bit unexpected. Seen as maybe a mentor role. But instead, he's been kind of a bell cow. It's Breece Hall, really the bell cow of the ball. 21 rushes on the day so far. That is the problem with this Jets team. If they can't maintain the lead, then they can't score very quickly, as that one nearly picked off. Steven Nelson. Another opportunity to pick the ball off that he just misses. Might be kicking himself over that one. Could have maybe even been 6. Zach Wilson now 3rd down and 8. Looking for first down. Lasers it into Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard came over from Green Bay. Came in free agency alongside Aaron Rodgers in the trade. But Rodgers now gone. Allen Lazard kind of in limbo right now. Zach Wilson looking around and tries to throw it in. But there will be, I believe, pass interference. Will be pass interference called. Drew Sanders not really expecting to be right in the zone, right in the way of the ball. Wilson will hand it off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall breaks his way into the end zone. And we have a close game now. Still is a 3-point lead for the Broncos. Breece Hall riding up the lowrider. Got a couple of passengers on board. And Breece Hall with his first rushing touchdown of the season. I believe the Jets really hoping for a breakout year from Breece Hall as Cameron Dicker going to make the kick. 8 minutes left to go on this game. Opening day here at Empower, here at Mile High. Corey Bojorquez once again on the kickoff. He will nail it deep. And in the backfield, Antonio Gibson. Gibson running it out of the end zone this time. And trying to break free, but he just slammed down in the end by Buddy Johnson. And the Broncos maybe looking to take care of this final 8 minutes. They want to take as much time as possible. First down and 10. Dalton calling out plays. They will actually step back to pass. And Greg Dulcich with the diving catch. Dulcich with a great snag in the air. Athletic tight end. The former Bruin. 4th-year pro. The handoff to Javonte Williams, who just slammed down by Jermaine Johnson. Johnson with a breakout year last year. Someone who the Jets could really be relying on in the future. 2nd down and 11. And Dalton once again stepping back to pass. Jermaine Johnson breaks away, and once again Jermaine Johnson very active in the backfield. He's been brilliant in this game, brilliant in this drive so far. And the Broncos losing out on time. Stepping back, Andy Dalton. They'll just check it down. Try to make the Jets have to work a little bit harder. Antonio Gibson just gets a check down. Now, Riley Dixon, ready for the kick. Boots it up. Ashton Johnson calls for the fair catch. And so from their own 19 with 5.5 minutes left to go, the Jets looking to come back from behind, but very run-heavy team. Will they be able to break the clock? Will they be able to beat the clock as they hand it off to Breece Hall? Breece Hall, stop down, gain of 5. Breece Hall, a very active guy out there on the run, but he'll go empty. Breece Hall setting out wide. Zach Wilson takes the snap, lobs it up, nowhere near Allen Lazard. Zach Wilson just airmailing one all the way out to Pennsylvania. Oh, this one in Wyoming, I suppose. Hands off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall trying to get a lane. Will be stopped down by Drew Tranquill. And surprisingly, the Jets opting to punt. 4 minutes left. And they punt. But the Jets, trusting in their defense, did well for them last time. But how will they do now? Andy Dalton in the backfield. Javonte Williams beside him. Dalton throws it in. Greg Dulcich comes up with it. Dulcich has been a big target for Andy Dalton so far in this game. Very tough to stop. Dalton takes a snap, hands off to Javonte Williams. Williams gets a lane, breaks open, gets 10, gets 12. I believe a 12-yard gain on that one. Javonte Williams just wide open on that. Now 3 minutes left. Broncos still shaving clock. Javonte Williams trying to get past Quinnen Williams. But Quinnen tosses him down even in the midst of being blocked. Quinnen Williams, a game wrecker in the front of the line. 2nd down and 7. Andy Dalton now with it. They'll hand it off once again to Javonte, and Jermaine Johnson taking him down, and Javonte shaken up on the play, but Jermaine Johnson been very active in this 4th quarter, and it's done wonders for this Jets defense. Johnson, a very young piece on this team, could be the future of this line, as that one just thrown wide. Jordan Whitehead in the area, forced to throw wide. Be just about 2 minutes left for the Jets as they'll punt it out. 23 on their 23, I should say. As out that one, we did have a little bit of a shakeup on that Riley Moss. Taking a bit. 2:12 left to go. Zach Wilson gets the snap, steps up in the pocket, throws it up. Marvin Davis trying to wrangle it in, but a big hit by Ryan Neal forces the ball loose. Davis had his hands on it, but when you're being hit by a man that size in the air, it's going to be difficult to hang on. Zach Wilson throws it and nearly picked by Drew Tranquill. I think if Tranquill picks that, that could spell game for the Jets. But instead, we get another chance with 3rd down. Zach Wilson stepping up the pass, gets it over to Odell Beckham, who breaks the 2-minute warning with his first reception of the game. Odell Beckham, New York legend, but usually in the blue, but now donning the green. 2-minute warning, 1st down and 10. And they'll opt to run it up to the middle. Breece Hall gets the pass to defender. They'll no huddle. They're looking to speed up the pace. Zach Wilson trying to throw a screen, and it's blown up. Patrick Surtain sniffed that out from the beginning, and not a chance for Odell Beckham to hang on. Zach Wilson now with it. They'll throw it up the middle to Richie James. And they're going to keep speeding up the pace. Jets, they want to get out there and run. They want to save clock. Zach Wilson stepping back, gets it over to Marvin Davis, who had it in his hands, but Nick Bonito might have just knocked it out. Cameron Dicker now coming on in. Dicker from about 50. It is up, and it is good. 20-20 with a minute left to go. It's been a close game in this one, folks. But Jorquez kicks it out into the back of the end zone. Will be snapped down by Antonio Gibson. Andy Dalton looking to drive deep. Just needs to get into field goal range for Cairo Santos. As play action, they'll get it up to Jerry Jeudy, who's shaking up on the play. But just a step ahead of his defender was Jerry Jeudy. Made it just perfect. Perfect pass by Andy Dalton. Jeudy likely ending his day. 6 receptions, 64 yards. Andy Dalton now throws it over. And will be wrangled down by Quincy Williams. Cairo Santos just needs the 40. Andy Dalton now, once again with it. 40 seconds left. Dalton. Timeout called a bit late by the Broncos, but timeout is called. Wasn't sure if they just wanted to save some time or if maybe they were just going a little bit too slow with their play calling. Either way, timeout burnt. Andy Dalton now gets it in, rolling ahead. Will be Tim Patrick. First time we're seeing him on the day. Tim Patrick, quite the veteran, 8th-year pro out of the University of Utah. And that's Javonte Williams. Williams breaks it open. He has space, and Javonte Williams likely ends the game. Cairo Santos from about 40. Cairo Santos gets the snap. Drew Lock holds. Cairo Santos up, and it's good! The Broncos take a 3-point lead with 2 seconds left on the clock. The Jets going to need a miracle to win this one. Santos kicks it off. Ashton Johnson will take it from his own 5. Johnson trying to find space, doesn't find it, and the Broncos win late in their game. They squeeze past the New York Jets to pick up their first win on the season. Great performance by the Broncos. Andy Dalton, player of the game for sure. Asked to throw the ball quite a lot. This running defense, very tough to handle. 300 yards for Dalton. And that will do it for this game.